Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel for another video. I know that I promised you guys this update like, I don't know, the end of last week, and it's been a crazy week. Back to school started for all three kids, sports started for all three kids, so I just haven't had the time to sit down and film anything. And we're currently in my car about to go pick up my daughter from preschool, and I was like, I just finished my workout. About to go get her, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and do this little update real fast because I need to get it done. So, essentially, as you can tell from the title of this video, this has been quite a interesting last couple of weeks. So like the title suggests, I am back on Manjaro for now. Let me explain. So, this all started about 3 weeks ago. I was about a week past taking my last shot, and my sister said that she had seen some people on like Reddit threads and stuff that were taking metformin after Manjaro. So they had lost all their weight on Manjaro and they wanted to just maintain, and their doctors had suggested metformin. So she was like, maybe you should message, we go to the same doctor. So she was like, maybe you should message him and see. She at this point still had like 2 shots left. So she's like, I'm not ready for it yet, but you are. So I shot him a message and I was like, hey, this is what I've heard. What do you think? And he messaged me back and was like, well, I mean, I don't necessarily, it's not the first thing that I would choose, but if you are, why is my car hot? If you are wanting to try it, then there's no harm in trying it. So he sent in metformin and I started taking it and I was fine. I didn't have any of like the typical metformin side effects or whatever that a lot of people have, like the extreme nausea, diarrhea, all of that. But I only took it for about a week because he ended up messaging me back just kind of randomly. And he said that he had seen within the past week or so a lot of luck with getting Wegovy approved through prior authorizations. And he knows that most likely this medication, it's kind of always been the thought that it was something that you would have to be on for a very prolonged period of time. Like you're treating, you know, like with diabetics, when you treat diabetics, it's a disease, you treat it for life. That's kind of what the new thought process on obesity is, that it's a disease that will need to be treated for life. So he said, why don't I send in Wegovy and try to get it approved through prior auth? He said the only downfall to this is most of Wegovy is on a like nationwide shortage right now, where like no pharmacies are even allowed to order it, I believe is what I'm going to do some more research on this and probably will update you on that and maybe make a video talking about it. But what I've heard is that no pharmacies can even order it right now and probably won't be able to until the beginning of September, because they're trying to sort of make sure people that are already on it are able to get it, and like no new people are able to go and order it and get it because it created such a shortage when it was marketed towards weight loss. So it's like, this is what we can do. We can send in Wegovy, we'll start the prior auth, and maybe by the time we get the prior auth done, it'll be back in stock. And he does think that with my history and my like starting BMI and how great I did on Manjaro, that he can get it approved. So then he says, the only problem is if you go 2 full months, because by the time September came around, it would be 2 full months on nothing, then you would have to start completely over. And the Wegovy and Ozempic are a little different. It's a different drug than Manjaro, and the highest dose of Wegovy is 2.4 milligrams. And like if I started you today, I would just start you on the highest dose to maintain your weight loss, because it works a little bit differently than the Manjaro does. Well, similarly, very similarly, but it is a different drug. So he said if there was any way that you could get the Manjaro for this month, it would be very helpful in the overall maintenance of you being on the drug and staying on the course that we've already been on. So I talked to Chris about it, and we decided to foot the bill and pay for a month of Manjaro this time. So I still could use the coupon, but I couldn't obviously use it for $25. I paid $500 this month for Manjaro. I feel incredibly blessed that that is something that we were able to do. Please do not think that I am saying that lightly, like, oh, it's $500 is nothing. $500 is a lot of money, and I know that a lot of people cannot afford to do that, and I feel very blessed that Chris and I talked it over and felt like it was something that we could and should do for this month. I am going to space my shots out to about 10 days instead of 7, so that I have about a week buffer. Hopefully, you know, just in case the Wegovy takes a little bit longer. But that's kind of where we're at. So I am back on Manjaro. I feel like I'm like a traitor. Like I wasn't going to do it, and then I decided to. So no hateful comments, please. But once I got off of the Manjaro, I very quickly realized that I felt much better on the Manjaro. And yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Now, I was off of it for about almost 4 weeks. So I was a little bit scared about taking my first shot, and I am going to do like an update on that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can just do it here. I was a little bit scared about doing that. So I took the shot in the morning, this past Friday morning, instead of doing it at night, just because I didn't know if it was going to like bottom my blood sugar or whatever, because I went straight back to 12.5 after being off of it for 3 weeks. My doctor was like, you should be fine, whatever, it's great. But I was a little bit worried about it. There still should have been a little bit left in my system. So I feel like they say that if you haven't been off of it for a full month, then you're good. But if it's been longer than that, then you have to back down or start completely over. So I did the 12.5, and I had a lot of trouble sleeping the first night that after I took it was rough. Like that Friday night, I did not sleep at all. Like I was up all night. And then Saturday, I felt a little tired, but other than that, I didn't have any like nausea or diarrhea. But I will tell you that it is crazy how fast it worked. Like being 3 weeks out, my cravings had started to come back, and then it's like all of a sudden, literally like the next morning, it was back to Manjaro Brittany, where I felt in control and didn't crave anything and got full faster. Like it was like it just kicked right back in after being off it for 3 months. So I thought that was pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. But that's kind of where we're at. I wanted to update you guys on that. I don't want to lead you on. I know that it's been about a week now since all of this has been going down, but I wanted to make sure I really had you know, the full picture and what was going on. I'll keep you updated on the Wegovy process, and then I'm going to touch on the Wegovy overall as well, just on what the shortage looks like right now. But it does look like it is getting a lot easier to get approved than it was like right in the beginning. So that's what I have for you guys today. I just wanted to give you a quick update, let you know what was going on. Let me know if you have any questions down below. You guys know that I'm always here to help, and yeah, that's what we got going on right now. I will see you guys very soon for another video. Bye guys.